Today, we are coming to you from Gahanga at the Inshuti Foods production facility, where a 24-year-old Trezor saw an opportunity and a gap in the market back in 2022 and started adding value to chili, and now sells it within the local market and also exports it internationally. Come along. Trezor, thank you so much for inviting us to your space and for agreeing to speak to us today. Just want to understand, how did you venture into chili farming? What stood out for you?
Thank you very much for that question, and actually happy to have you here. What's actually made me start out this business? Originally, I'm a food scientist by profession, and once I finished at college, I had a business where I was basically helping farmers get access to different markets. And then I was basically working on different crops which are in the horticulture. And I was basically working on chili, French beans, and avocados. And one day I met a woman farmer, and she told me she has 10 tons of chili, and they're about to lot in the field. So it immediately clicked in my mind, and I was like, okay, there is something that we need to do to help this farmer. Unfortunately, that time I couldn't be able to help the farmer. Then I actually got an idea in my mind that, so if there is already a problem in the market where most of the farmers are basically losing a lot of money and produce as well, what can we do to help the farmer? And then I started off with trying to come up with an idea to actually help the farmer not lose that waste. Then it turned into Inshuti Foods that is on the market right now. So that's how I happened to come into the chili. But before I was also more interested into venturing into agribusiness and all this type of thing.
And which year was that?
It's actually in 2022. Yeah.
So 2022, you saw the gap, and that's when you decided to set up Inshuti Foods. How does the Inshuti Foods chili differentiate with the different chili products that we have within Rwanda and also beyond?
So first of all, here on the local market, one of the things that we identified, once we come on the market, we realized that people are in need of different flavors, different varieties of chilies, depending to, different culture, and when it comes to, eating, blah, blah, blah. And then what we realize is we need to actually bring, the flavor diversity on the market, because imagine there are some people who like to eat steak with maybe the chili that has some sweetness and some fruitiness in it, and we're like, okay, so then if there are a group of people who actually like to have, a specific flavor while they are eating their favorite food, why not can't we provide such kind of product? So we come out on the market bringing flavor diversity, so which means that the way we differentiate ourselves on the market is more of providing the flavor diversity on the market.
In 2022, you were 24 years old. You saw a gap in the market. You decided to set up a company. Talk to us about the journey of when the decision came and now. What investments have you had to put in place? How has the growth been?
I started in 2022, and basically, when it comes to entrepreneurial journey, honestly speaking, it's not really like an easy thing or something that you can actually wake up in the morning and just go and build something, crazy or something big. It's something that you just have to run and build along the way. And what had did been as of now is we have been able to bring the product on the market. We are richly in 150 grocery stores and in many hotels and restaurants here on the local market. And we have also started to tap into international markets. We are now on the United States market, UK and Kenya, and we are also looking forward to start exporting in in West Africa and also in Oman. So the journey wasn't really like easy, but though we really loved what we do since the beginning, either me and my team, we are super passionate about this. There is a food scientist team behind this product. We are also generous when it comes to marketing and all these digital marketing strategies. So what I did been like in terms of penetrating the market, imagine this, we're basically coming out of nowhere, and we had to basically figure out the way to get into all different stores. We had to basically know to more than 500 grocery stores in 2 years, but now we are in 150 grocery stores. So that's the thing about entrepreneurship. It's just that you just have to work harder and harder until you reach a certain goal that is strategic and clear to you. So which is also the beginning to us as of now, because we are now getting to be settled. Most of the people really love our product, and now we are trying to basically see how we can go up country and basically get our product in richly all different stores, because the goal we have as of now is getting in at least 500 grocery stores by the end of this coming year in the whole country, and also making sure that most of Inshuti or our friends across the country can be able to access our product anytime, wherever they are.
So far, how many tons have you sold, whether it's within Rwanda or even exported?
So over the previous year, that was basically our first year on the market, because we launched our product in December 2022. So in 2023, we have sold around 30 tons, and then 30 tons of chili, which is roughly around something like 60,000 bottles. So as of this year, we are looking forward to sell around 60 tons, which is roughly around 90 to 100 bottles, and yeah.
Almost double the previous year's sale. Okay, and how much profitability would you say you've made in the first year? How much investments did you have to put in place to set the grounds?
So in the beginning, we started off with richly little money, if I can call it that. So we started off with an investment of $5,000, but as of the previous year, we basically turned into a lot of money, which is something that I cannot really like disclose right now. But yeah, we started off with 5,000, but you can imagine if we sell it, if we sell our product on 1,500, and we have sold around 60,000 bottles as of this previous year. So we have richly used the money.
So the profitability is there?
Yeah, it's there, obviously.
And how do you source your products? How do you work with farmers and communities?
So what we do is we have a community of 50 farmers who are in Rwamagana, in Kibungo, and also in Bugesera. And then what we believe is that whatever we do must have to benefit on the local communities, because they are the ones who need to, who don't really have their voice, and we believe that we are there to be actually, their voice throughout what we do. And then what we do is we just work with them on daily basis, and then later on we basically help them in through the journey of growing the chilies, blah blah blah, and then later on we source the chilies from them. Then we bring them here in our factory, and then we start the chili processing procedures starting from here. So, but we basically source them from the farmers.
The whole process of this, their difference depends on the flavor we are just producing. But what we do, it's just to communicate with the farmers. They all know the criteria they require them to give us the raw material. Like chili, we are just have the criteria on the recording form. Just they really know what they brings, and they give us the chili which is not rotten and which is full ripened. Then after receiving, we check out those criteria they know, and after the process began by receiving them. Then after receiving the raw material, not only chili, like pineapple, other garlic, and whatever spices that we are using in processing. The process continue with weighing and washing in the washing room. Then after washing room, the next step, those are the preliminary steps. The full step began in this room. Like after washing and weighing, we start with, it depends, I'm going to go back, it depends on the product, on the product we are just going to produce. We start by chopping recipes, then blending them. Then after, we start the process of cooking. The process of cooking, it depends on the time, and it depends on the processing flow diagram we are just using. Then after cooking, we take time of cooling. It's all done with time. And the measurement we took depends on the standard we are asked to do. Then after cooling, we end with the next step of filling in the bottle. Then after sealing and labeling. Then after the last stage is packaging.
What were some of the biggest challenges you experienced when you started your business, one, as an entrepreneur, and two, what are some of the main challenges within the agriculture space?
So one of the main challenges that I really encountered was navigating into getting the product into really like different stores, but also trying to convince people about the flavors, or basically our value proposition, because it's something that was new on the market, because most of the people was using the chili oil-like sauce. But then here we had to come by, richly like bringing something that is completely different, trying to bring the sauce that really have, the taste, the good flavors and stuff. Then it wasn't really like an easy thing as just a snap of a finger to just convince the people, getting to understand basically what these products are actually going to help them at the dining tables. But more than that, one of the challenge was really navigating into standard certifications and stuff, because that's the thing when you are into food manufacturing business, because you basically have to have all this certification on the get-go so that you can be able to bring the product on the market, and many people use it. So, but we also had an advantage for us in the team, because we have the background in food science and stuff. So we had to basically navigate into it, accordingly. But because you see, when you just bring a product on the market, you don't really have like a lot of things that goes with having the right product on the market at the same time, especially when you're starting out. Then the thing was more of trying to get the product on the market and then work on other things along the way. So that was it. But it was kind of challenging, but also fun. Yeah.
How do you perceive the agribusiness here in Rwanda, as well as the food processing industry, in terms of opportunities present?
I think, as you know, here in Rwanda, around 70% of the population derive out of, derive due to agriculture and stuff. Then it's a very big opportunity for most of, especially, young Rwandans to venture into this field or this industry, because there are a lot of big opportunities. There is also the plan of Rwanda of basically increasing, the farming land for basically people to be able to use the land to grow. So you see, and agriculture is something that we always be there. People we always keep eating and stuff. So it's definitely a go-to industry that if you have the right information, if you do it well, you're definitely going to succeed. So, and as of now, Rwanda is positioned well in different clubs to even be able to do something that cross-border, right? So you can grow chili today, then in the next year you'll be exporting on different international markets. So, and there is a lot of facilities that is going on here and there in the agricultural ecosystem here in Rwanda that actually supports, agriculture. So I believe that it's something that if you venture into it, in the long run, you are actually going to benefit from it.
When it comes to packaging, when you speak to different players within the market, packaging is usually a main challenge. How do you navigate this? Do you perceive it as a challenge to your business?
Yes, it is, and it's actually a very big challenge, because we tend to basically import the packaging from Kenya and China, and which at some point add a very big cost on the cost of production, which wasn't necessarily in the beginning. If you had the chance to have like the manufacturing industries here in Rwanda that basically manufacture the packaging, right? So it's a challenge. As a matter of fact, here also in Rwanda, when it comes to plastic, they are also trying to minimize the single-use plastics and trying to juggle with all these kind of things. It's obviously a challenge, but we've been also trying to work something on it, trying to bring also the eco-friendly packaging that you can basically recycle and reuse them at the same time. Yeah, it's really a challenge when it comes to packaging, bringing them they're far away from China, because it's rich here, with almost a double cost compared to how you bought it. So it's really a challenge, but I definitely have to play around with it and see what we can do. And that's basically the main reason why I've come up with the concept of bringing, sustainable packaging that you can basically recycle and reuse.
2 years in the market, I'm sure you've already mapped out the market very well. You already know who the competitors are. You already know who your market is or how much demand you have. So how do you paint us a picture of how the current competition landscape is for chili products, whether it's local players or even international players within the market?
Yeah. So thank you very much for that. I think the local competition is there, but it's also an open market, because this market is around $5 million US, the local one. On international, it's almost $7 billion US. So you see, really, like it's a very huge market and stuff. But here, the only thing that we've been always trying to do is just remaining consistent on the market and making sure that the products are richly everywhere, right? Because the client is a special person. You can't really cheat him or her. Once you provide him the quality product, and he could always find it on the market, he's going to immediately buy it and continue buying it, right? So what we certainly see here is that most of the people, they actually come on the market, but they are not really consistent in whatever they are doing, right? So, and for us, we just saw that as an opportunity for us, because we're like, okay, the only thing that we believe a customer will buy from us is actually being able to buy the product of high quality from Monday to Sunday, from January to December. And then what we've been trying to do is really mapping out the whole different stores in different angles and different corners of the country, and making sure that the product is there. So, one of the things that we get to see when you compare our product and the product come from, international markets, is that we really have the best product per se, because we don't do, this kind of sophisticated processing. We just do the small batch processing, which actually gives our product, a good taste, that high quality, because it didn't go into all these kind of, crazy and sophisticated processing and stuff. So, and then most of the time, we certainly see it from, the chefs will be like, no, if you could be able to get this product, there's no need to actually use the international product. And it's something that we are also intentionally trying to stick on it, because we are like, okay, we can actually create the base product out of the local sourced ingredients, because it's actually possible. And that is actually one of the difference between the international markets and our product, because our product, they are really bold, they are super authentic, they are really tasty, all this type of thing, which is a bit different from other that you find on, that come, on some international markets. So we see that there is a very big potential with the product that we can do here in Rwanda, because it's a product that we believe it's every time once we even take it on international markets, we get to see enormous positive feedback from international buyers. They be like, we have never tasted anything like this, because it's super bold and authentic actually.
So you said the local chili market is around $5 million and the global one is around $7 billion. What are your plans, or what is your strategy to expand Intuitive Foods? What is your long-term vision when you're looking at scaling?
Yeah, basically, our long-term vision is really taking our African bordered authentic flavors to the global market. It's exactly where we are heading to, but. We are now 2 years old company, and you can't really, start out getting there and stuff. But what we did was, as of this previous year, the idea was really more, of going outside there and, get the products on the market, and first of all see, how people react on the product, see if there can be some improvement, and also trying to juggle and navigate into acquiring, all these standard certification, which we immediately did it over this previous year. And also as of this year, the idea was more of trying to find some international buyers, so that in the third year we'll be able to fully scale on international markets.
Okay, and everything we do always has a trickling down effect to the economy of a country. How do you see Intuitive Foods playing this role, whether it's in job creation or even empowering communities?
Yeah, thank you very much. As I mentioned to you, we believe that whatever that we are doing, it doesn't mean anything. It's that if it's not really impacting the local communities, and as you see here locally and even on African, continent, there is really a big challenge of job, right? It's a really hectic problem here. So, and then what we are trying to do, we are trying to almost 95% of the employees who work here are under 35. and mostly they are youth and women.
How many employees?
We have currently 12 in total, but we also have another team that basically work with the farmers, you know, to basically help them grow the chilies in the right way, and they are around 15 to 20. So we are currently employing around 35 people as of now. Yeah, so basically the impact is really more of we are basically employing the youth and the women, and you certainly see it in the production, because they are basically the one who are, you know, into processing, you know, or processing the chilies and stuff. So, and on the social part of it, that's really more of what we are also trying to do. But more than that, we also work with, you know, the community of farmers that we work with. They are mostly women, because we believe that they need to be uplifted due to, you know, the history of the whole world and stuff. So we believe that we need to bring something different on the market, that we need to bring a product that is built on great history, that is built on impact, not only really like making money and stuff, but also bringing something that a customer believes that this product, although I really pay my money on it, but it's not the money that is actually going to go into the company only. It's the money that is actually going to change the community and stuff. And that is actually what we are trying to do, and it's also what we are trying to market, because it's about the long-lasting impact in our communities. On the social environment part of it is, on the environment part of it is that I have mentioned to you that we have incorporated the reusable packaging, right? Because you know, I have always been seeing that you know, some of the packaging you could just go, you know, here and there and find them at some point, maybe in the street and stuff. But what we are trying to do is just that how about bringing the eco-friendly packaging that you can recycle and reuse them, and we believe that by doing that, so we're minimizing, you know, the carbon footprint and stuff. Then that model been actually working very, very well, and we are actually encouraging a lot of hotels and restaurants to actually adopt this, because it's something very incremental on the environment. So what we do is we just give the product to the hotels and restaurants. Then at the end of the month, we just go and collect all these bottles. And most of the time, like 95% of the bottles that we just give them, we recycle them, and then we just give them, you know, a little discount to actually encourage them, you know, to help us correct the bottle, because it's actually a corrective. It's actually a corrective initiative that most of the people need to play a big part into it. Then after the month, once we correct them, we just give them a discount for the next purchase. Then, you know, the circular economy era is revolving like this. And it had actually helped us increase the profit, but it had also helped us minimize all the struggles of, you know, juggling with, you know, shipping, logistics, bringing in from, you know, China and here and stuff. So it's something that we are currently, you know, trying to work on and trying to grow that initiative on bigger scale, because our plan is literally getting into at least a minimum of 50 hotels that we work with, and at least 100 restaurants that we work with within that model.
Thank you so much for tuning in to this particular episode of The Business Age. As we've heard, there are many opportunities within the agriculture sector, and it is open for one and for all. Thank you. You are with me, Naringwa Fiona Mothoni.